Take 5, because why not? Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday night. The patch is live, and Eternal Evolution gave us a new SSS Assassin Hero, and this is going to be his deep dive. Samael, you can see him to the right of my head, all nice and yellow. We're not going to go through his cinematic right now. We're going to get to that in the deep dive, but this video we're going to be going over his kit in depth. I'm going to show you how to gear him, and then I'm going to show you gameplay of certain game modes where he is useful. There you can get a sense of how good he is. You can see his damage that he puts out, or you can see what he brings to the team. And then I'm going to show you some PvP footage, and then if you stay tuned to the very end, I got a special little quick video segment for you. So with that said, without further ado, let's go to the footage that I recorded on my main account where I was able to get him up to Immortal 0 Hyper Evolved X30.
Sammy deep dive, let's go. All right. Yeah, this animation is pretty sick. They definitely did a good job on this one. So we're gonna get into his kit first. We're gonna go over his kit before we talk about gearing and whatnot. Let's get into it. So, ultimate. Samael pulls out his bloody sword and slashes 3 times, so it's an AoE. Each slash deals damage equal to 600% of his attack to enemies in a fan-shaped area. At the end of it, he lunges to the closest enemy with the lowest HP and then does 21% of his attack. So Samael is immune to stuns, so like crowd control effects during the ultimate, but that doesn't matter since he can be, basically it makes it so you can't stop him. Like say like Ampu's AoE, something like that. Like he can't be stunned once he starts his ultimate, he gets to do it. So this damage is calculated immediately and cannot be delayed. So the damage just goes out right when he does his ultimate and cannot be delayed. I don't know what that means. Like, does it just all happen at once? I don't know. Talent modifier. Each time he lands a crit, he's going to reduce the enemy or the target enemy's rage or energy by 80. So times 3, so 240 energy, which is nearly half of an ultimate bar or a rage bar. And then the exclusive effect. Each slash increases the crit damage received by the target by 7% for 10 seconds. Up to 3 times, so up to 21%. So he's basically facilitating your other assassins doing more damage with his ultimate. So his ultimate is both a basically like a support, like a crowd control, like an energy manipulation, kind of like Rez, right? And then at the same time, he's amplifying the damage your other assassins can do. So very cool. First common skill, Herald of Death. So Samael teleports to the target with the lowest HP, again within a 9-meter radius, which is pretty far, and strikes it with his claws 3 times. So not an AoE, like a single target multi-hit. Each strike deals damage equal to 400% of Samael's attack. So he's going to hit him 3 times, doing, basically 1,200 damage in total, which isn't negligible. Talent modifier reads, the attacks from this ability basically have a 25% chance to stun for 2 seconds based on his accuracy. That is extremely low. If you had 200 accuracy on him, then that makes it only a 50-50 chance to stun. As such, we're going to ignore accuracy. We're going to ignore it. It just, if he stuns, cool. But I don't think you want to sacrifice a lot of stats for accuracy when you can maybe get it to a 50% chance. The exclusive effect, Herald of Death enhancement. If the target's HP is below 50%, the damage is just increased by 20%. So very cool. Makes it hit harder. Second common skill, Infernal Grip. So Samael uses this ability, dealing damage equal to 1,000% of his attack to all surrounding enemy units. So another AoE. Talent modifier, reduce the healing effect and shield effectiveness of these targets by 30% for 5 seconds. So again, more control ability, more support ability. The exclusive effect, after each revival when he dies, the damage of this skill is increased by 50%. So by 50%, so he already does 1,000% of his attack as an AoE, and if it's just going to be increased by 50%, so is that 1,500% of his attack? Very, very cool. This could be like an AoE nuke. So again, very, very awesome. And again, with that support mechanics built into it. His passive, Call of the Underworld, at the start of combat and or after each revival, Samael takes 95% less damage. Just like boom, just complete damage mitigation. This effect gradually decreases to 0 over 20 seconds, much like the cloak. This effect also applies to true damage. So true damage is basically at the beginning of the battle, and then after each time he dies, he's basically true damage immune. Who does true damage? Well, energy and hunters. Okay? Or anybody, well, no, just energy and hunters. When he dies, he is revived, restore 90% of his HP, and gain 400 energy. Can revive up to 1 time. This is going to change though. Talent modifier, after revival, he gains 600 energy, so that is a free ultimate. So as soon as he dies, he's going to do his ultimate, which obviously is an AoE, which reduces the energy across the board of anyone he hits, if he crits. Talent modifier, or the exclusive modifier, the maximum number of revivals is increased to 2. Okay, so 2 times he can die. Each time he dies, he's going to come back with a whole bunch of damage mitigation. He's going to come back with a free ultimate. So this guy is definitely a tanky, supporty type. That's not really a word, but a tanky support type assassin that isn't really focused on his damage. And damn, is he cool. Like this is top notch work by the art department. Man, that is damn awesome. All right, so that's his kit. What does the game recommend? The game recommends you put him in the front. Yeah, cool. That's kind of where I want to put him too. Crit damage, crit rate, and attack. They're going crit rate first, crit damage, then attack. And then they got him strictly in a Marauder set, Sun Signet and Overload. Cool. And then obviously the stuff that's all the same. So basically, exactly what I thought. Okay, and then you want to pair him with Korra or Dom. Yes, of course. If you have Korra, put him with Korra. Okay. All right, so equipment. Let's go to his gear. There are kind of 2 ways you can gear this guy, but I think really only 1. So obviously Marauder set, that's going to give him, you know what Marauder set does? After each displacement, he's going to give himself 80% increased crit damage. You do want his crit rate really high, his crit damage and attack high. That's basically how you want to prioritize the stats. You kind of want him to die because then he's going to come back and do free ultimates. And so I don't know if you really want to build him tanky. I don't think you want to build him tanky. You're going to see in the footage recorded later that he does do decent damage, for them saying that he doesn't do decent damage. So Marauder is probably the way to go. Alternatively, maybe Fade Out. The issue with Fade Out is both Fade Out and Marauder both give you that 15% crit rate, whereas Marauder also gives you the life steal. And since he does kind of do decent damage, he can actually heal himself up quite well. Keep in mind too, he's an AoE assassin, so he's gonna heal himself. Whereas Fade Out, when the target's HP is lower than 50%, which he's going to be going for low HP heroes, so this is useful. Gain 50% crit damage. Now, there are going to be times though where he's going after a target with low HP that isn't under 50%, and in that case, he's just gonna, it's just gonna do nothing. Let me see, what is the immortal effect again? Immortal effect, just crit damage plus 20, but he's going to lose HP until he dies. After he resurrects, increased crit damage plus 80%. Now, I don't know if that stacks. It doesn't say it cannot stack. So if he can die twice, then you can maybe stack, 160% crit damage plus the 20, so 180% crit damage. But I don't think it's worth it. I don't think Fade Out's the way to go. I think Marauder is still the way to go. They're even recommending Marauder. So, talents. Let's do all the talents. Use a triple S. Let's look at these blue ones. The damage done in the enemy area is increased a little bit, not really a whole bunch. After a displacement is cast, the damage of the next common skill, which is what that is, will ignore enemies. 10% armor value, so a little bit of true damage. Can only happen once every 7 seconds. Within 25 seconds of the start of battle, gain an additional 60 energy when killing an enemy. Okay, that's cool. After using 2 different abilities to cause damage to the same enemy in a short period of time, the damage of the next basic attack is increased by 20%. It's nothing crazy whatsoever. Exclusive, we already discussed. He's an attack-based damage dealer, or he has an attack-based exclusive. Damage reduction is actually really nice on him since he's going to be tanking for you. Damage amplification is good as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the deep dive. Now we're going to go look at some pre-recorded gameplay footage, PvP and PvE.
But wait, don't go anywhere yet. So I kind of glossed over this gearing. So I like that I kind of stopped it on the screen, but for his hands, obviously you want crit rate. His head, you obviously want crit or attack. His feet, attack. And then up top, you want to prioritize crit rate, crit damage, and attack. Since he does benefit from accuracy, if you can get some accuracy substats on these as well, that is beneficial. But it definitely is not mandatory for you to get accuracy. I really don't think that stun is worth losing attack stats. So crit rate, hands, attack head, attack boots, and then on the top, or all the substats, look for crit rate, attack, and crit damage. Okay? Alright, now let's just move the camera over here while I switch the video. Yeah, I was just doing my arena on my other account. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's go back over there.
Okay, let's do some testing on Samael. So let's start with Crimson Abyss. Now, Crimson Abyss is normally a summoner fight, but the assassins do it quite well. For my testing purposes, I'm going to leave Cora off the team because that is not attainable by 97.8% of you out there. So in this fight, you see I've got the Eye of Annihilation prototype, max cloak, max eye, maxed crystal. I am running the 4 assassins. These are probably going to be the 4 assassins that you can also run because these are the free-to-play, the more free-to-play friendly assassins. I got Sammy up front. For testing purposes, he is going to be in the Marauder set. Dom up front as well, and then I got Moto and Rick in the back, just based on my commander bonuses. So let's see how he does in Crimson Abyss. So keep in mind, this is a single target boss, whereas Sammy and Motoko are AoE assassins, and Dom and Rickert are more single target assassins. So everyone's still alive. Moto doing more damage. They did say that Sammy is a lower damage dealing assassin. He's more for survivability. So him and Moto, it looked like he finished above Moto because I do believe Moto ended up dying in that fight. But him and Moto, for him being a lower damage assassin, it's very interesting to see him do or keep pace with Motoko, and my Motoko has an evolution higher than my Sammy. Let's go to Lost Valley. So Terradome. Again, Terradome is a single target fight. So assassins like Motoko and Sammy are going to do a little bit, they're going to suffer a little bit in their numbers due to the fact that it is, they don't have a whole bunch of people to hit. So again, I have the same setup, the same configuration. Let's let her roll. Again, leaving Cora off the team just for generalization purposes. Like, this is generally what free-to-play are going to have. You see, he is getting hit quite hard. He is in the tank position. So, what's his nuts? I don't think he's Idar. He's Idar's little brother. We'll just call him What's His Nuts. I think What's His Nuts is focusing all of his attention on him. So you see Rickert way out front. Again, that's expected because he's single target and he just ping pongs around, kills the single target ads in the ad phase. Motoko doing actually quite well. Sammy doing quite poorly, actually. Dom ahead. So this is the Dom and Rick show. Much like Crimson Abyss, it's the Dom and Rick show. Sammy is working. He's not dying because he does have the revive. But you see, he's not, like, there's his port, his teleport, and he doesn't seem to port around the battlefield as much as the other assassins. As such, oh, there he goes. Now he's teleporting, but the boss is dead. So we did it in a minute. Let's look at the damage meter. Sammy did 217. Motoko did a bunch more. Rickert did the most, and then Dominic after Rickert. So again, he just edged out Motoko in Crimson Abyss, mainly because she died at the end. And in this fight, he was definitely dead last when it came to damage out of the assassins. So now let's go over to Katosian Triangle because we do have the assassin fight up. So you're gonna have to bear with the summoners as they get through their stuff. Let's switch her over to DPS spec. There we go. But let's see how we're gonna run this. We're gonna do this exactly the same. We're gonna run the 4 assassins in the same configuration, leaving Cora out again for obvious reasons. So let's let her roll. Let's see how he does. This is basically a single target fight as well. There is 2 ads in 2 phases or 3 phases, much like What's His Nuts, a Terradome. So the numbers should be quite similar as Terradome. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Come on, summoners. Kill them already. Today, Junior. Hey, Mazrani, long time no see. We don't see you much anymore. And who's left? I think, is it just Maz? I can't tell. Probably Dom. All right, here we go. Assassin time, baby. Skip. Again, we're running him in the pole position. That's the tank position. So you see that Idar just turns around and immediately starts targeting him. Of course, he's not taking any damage because he's got a whole bunch of damage reduction off the start of the battle, and he's benefiting from the cloak. Idar will switch targets, though. He will try to hit everybody that is surrounding him. If we look at the damage meter, you see he is not doing well on the damage. He's not poor. Like, look at Motoko doing actually quite well. Dominic being obviously the clear winner. Sammy keeping up, but lagging. He is the laggard, but that is to be expected, being the tank assassin. Again, he might be more geared for PvP because there's no energy to reduce. Like, he can't strip the energy from bosses, which I think he can work as an assassin in PvE. But I don't think you would run him, especially if you had Cora. You could even run Purin in for him. I think that he is unnecessary on this team. Having Purin on your assassin PvE teams is actually more beneficial than probably running Sammy. So while he is not, you know, trash, his damage is okay. If you look at where he is in relation to Motoko and Rick, his damage isn't trash, but he's not really blowing my socks off when it comes to his contribution, PvE wise. So now let's go over to PvP. And for PvP, we're gonna run a few. We're gonna try to find some energy teams, or even here. This is Fearless. He's got the Cadillac of Ares. So let's pull Cora off. Let's put Rick back in because, you know, again, people aren't gonna have Rick. I think Helen is still better for PvP. Helen might even be, or Motoko might even be better for Rick. Let's test on this Ares team. Let's see what the I definitely want Dom. We definitely want Sammy. You see Sammy is stuck here. Oh, there he goes. He was kind of stuck, stunned. I'm trying to look for where Sammy is. So now he's doing his ultimate. Look at his damage. Like, since he's an AoE hunter, an AoE hunter. Since he's an AoE assassin, he's doing quite well. He's stripping. He can strip their energy. He can strip their rage. He just died, but he is going to revive with full energy bars. So let's see how he. I couldn't tell if he had stripped anybody of their rage or energy, but this is now going up against the Super Ares. So we'll see what we can do. Not looking good. Not looking good against the Super Ares. Nope. He's definitely going to beat us. Okay. Let's try that fight. Let's pull Rickard out of that fight. And we will try Motoko. We'll see if that does any better. Ares is turning into the Swiss Army knife of PvP. So again, part of the difficulty is that they're all stunned. Like, I would really ideally want him getting out there and reducing everyone's energy. Here he goes. But where is he? I lost track of the big galoot. He's in the top left corner. Now he's in the top right. So Motoko, you see her damage output. Like, she is definitely made for PvP as well. The more targets that she can hit, the better she's going to do. You see her and Sammy are actually at the high end. Sammy just died. He just revived. Again, we might get stuck on this Ares. But if you look at the damage numbers, I think that running Moto over Rick was definitely more beneficial. And I have the feeling that his Ares is just going to destroy everybody on this team again. So we'll leave Moto in for further testing. Oh, let's just skip ahead. I think we know how that's going to go. Yeah, we knew how that was going to go. Okay, so what do we got? We got some tanks. Let's try this team up against tanks. I do think Helen is still more beneficial for PvP. If you have, you know, all the assassins minus Cora. So this is a tank team, but it's got Tachikoma on it. As such, you saw the increased damage reduction. You see Sammy doing quite well on the damage meter. Helen doing very badly on the damage meter, if I'm being honest. We all kind of had our immunities up, but now we're dying. It's sad that the assassin team is really quite weak without Cora versus, say, like tanks. Obviously we've seen, and they're not going to win this. Tanks, vanguards, we're having issues. Let's see, what Hellfire I think is summoners. Yeah, summoners. Okay, let's see how, because since now we got Moto, Helen, and Sammy in there that are all somewhat AoE type assassins. Let's see how they do against summoners. This is a good summoner team. 7.3 million. See how they do. Because summoners is generally another counter to assassins. With Korra, different story, but you know, when I run my team, it's a different story. Let's see how this team does against summoners now. Everyone's still alive. Fiona's starting to take some hits, but it doesn't look like we're really making a lot of headway on them either. I think that they're technically ahead. They're going to kill my Fiona. Motoko's dead as well. Yeah, summoners are still countering them, no problem whatsoever. So he doesn't help improve a non-Korra assassin team in PvP. So summoners beat us, tanks beat us, vanguards beat us. Let's see if we can find an energy team. Tank team. Bad team. Then Grimlock runs tanks as well. Pal definitely runs assassins. What does Volcano run? Vanguard team with Cariolis. Zoso's running the Hunter team. Mojo is also summoners. What's Molly running? Here we go. Here is a decent, this is the meta energy team. Let's see how this team does against energy, which they should be the natural counter to. But the energy team definitely has so much burst. You see right there, Motoko and Helen and Fiona are all just dead. So I'm not sure what they're going to kill. I'm not sure what assassins can kill. So yeah, we're going to die. So that's really unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back up to the top, though. And I want to show you the night and day difference of like my PvP team. There we go. Who did I say? I wanted to leave out you, and I wanted to bring in you. Okay. So now, night and day difference. So there is a Korra in here, no Moto. It's Korra, Dom, Sammy, and Helen, right? Helen might not be ideal for this. But let's see, how's Sammy doing? Not too bad. Not too bad, not too shabby. Yep, people are dying. That's very good. You want to kill that Zeta? No, or let her live. That's fine. Okay, lowest health is Teresh. Are you guys going to let tanks beat you? Sure hope not. Kill Panda. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so Sammy's still alive, Dom and Korra. Let's see if they can finish these guys off. Looks like it's just Wami now. You know, you don't want to mess with Wami, though. He does have a lot of damage. There we go, yeah. Instantly done. Okay, so night and day difference when you got a Korra. Let's check out the damage. So Sammy did 11, Dom did 13. Definitely, I don't know about Fiona on that team. She just basically died. But Sammy definitely doing his work there. Let's try Genghis again. But I don't know. Let's put Moto back in there. Definitely don't want Moto up front, though. Let's try that. Helen just... I don't know if she's... I think Hellerina, she might just be good for Hellerina now. So you see Motoko's damage definitely doing way better than Helen. The issue is Helen does a lot more displacements. As such, we would normally be at our immunity. They're now immunity first proc. So that's one of the benefits of Helen, is that she's got so much displacements that you proc your immunities faster. But if you look at the damage meter, you know, it's Dom, Korra, Motoko. Sammy's still doing just as much as Motoko. Sammy just died there, but did revive, which is handy. Wamagon does have his Guardian state up. Oh, come on, and there we go, done. I think the PvP team for Summit and for non-Hell Arena, I think it might be Moto over Helen. I think Helen edges her out in Hell Arena, but otherwise, definitely better than Helen now. Okay, this is that same summoner team that beat us. So Moto does, since she's an AoE, she definitely helps kill summoners. Let's just see. So you see the assassins in the back. Sammy's in the back too, picking on. Looks like Daniel's dead. Motoko's dead now, unfortunately. But looks like Sorb's going down. Ampu's still up, but Sammy just died again, I think, but revived. So now it's just Sif and Gobo. Now it's just Gobo. So that same summoner team, again, that's the power of Korra, right? And now we'll go up against Fearless, who was kicking our butts. So before, my old PvP team was Helen and Moto. Let's see how they do. Let's see if this team can contend with the Super Aries. So everybody's dead now, but on their team except for Aries, and my everybody's alive on my team, but that's probably gonna change here. Oh no, come on. You gotta get him down there. Yeah, and they're just gonna get him down to 20% and then execute him. Yeah, now he's done. Okay. Everybody's still alive, everybody at full health. So, yep. Assassins, really, they're OP, but they're really OP once you get Caraxia. So who was that? Was it Mully was the energy team? All right, so you see that this energy team even beat my assassins before. So let's see how they do now. Yeah, look at that. Corey's dead. Jane is, well, I'm not dead yet. There goes the pushback, which killed Fiona. They still did quite well. Okay, can you survive the nuke here? Yeah, wow, energy. Almost taking out assassins. But you see Sammy alive. Those revives definitely help. Definitely help. Sammy only doing 5.8 million, but look at Moto doing more than Korra. Interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to conclude the testing. And let's go to final thoughts.
There, now I can talk. But before I do final thoughts, I do want to share that that one special gift with you guys. So that PvP footage, it does turn out, after further testing throughout the day, it did become evident that Helentis over Motoko was actually the ideal, because of the increased teleports that allowed you to get your immunities off. Without Helen on there, there was a significant gap in between. Where's my music? There's a significant gap in between how fast the immunities proc with Fiona. So the PvP team is, well, we'll go to this next video. We'll show you. Okay. Where's my camera? There it is. Okay, so this is the ideal PvP team, if you're gonna, now that Sammy's in the game. So it's Fiona. Again, it is Caraxia. Just bear with me here. Helentis is ideal because she facilitates you getting off your immunities very, very quickly, which is necessary against really, really good teams. And then Dom and Sammy. So no Motoko, no Bailey, no Rickert on a PvP team. You saw Rickert and Motoko do quite well in PvE. Specifically, Rickert does very, very well in single target PvE. Not so much in PvP, right? Single targeting one person doesn't work, especially if it's a summoner team. So this is one of my Alliance's resident Krakens. So this is Zoso, good guy, very good guy, and he does have the maxed Artemis team. He got Artemis day 1. This team, if you guys seen other content creators discuss it, completely destroys Caraxi assassin teams. Completely shuts them down. Now, Sammy, he helps elevate the assassins, not to full glory. You're going to see this is going to be a win, but keep in mind that the majority of the time it's not a win. From what I hear, if you can get your Fiona up really, really healthy, as you see, I'm starting to hyper-evolve mine. She's at hyper-evolved 5. If you can get enough health on your Fiona so that she can just live a little while to get a couple ultimates out. And then if you get Sammy, much like Ares, much like Cariolis, if you get your Sammy up to higher evolution levels, like hyper-evolved 120, tempered gear, immortal 3, 4, 5, then that allows the assassins to once again beat this hunter team. Now, I'm going to show you a win right now, but it is very, very messy. So Sammy's back here, reducing everybody's... They're actually just plowing through. They're killing everybody slowly up here. Dead, dead, dead. And now we just got Artemis. There's Arcadia came back. So I don't know what Ares is doing down here. Just hanging out. But yeah, we just killed Artemis. And now we just have to contend with Ares. And usually it always ends with Ares being the last man standing. That's a little loud. It always ends with Ares being the last man standing. But that worked. Okay. Was my music always that loud? Yeah, it was pretty loud. Alright. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I just want to show you that. Now keep in mind though, until you get Sammy up to a decent evolution higher than mine was, that's not going to work the majority of the time. Actually, I wouldn't risk it in a summon arena or a hell arena. Especially not summon arena. I just get lucky every once in a while, but you see how it goes once I do get lucky. Okay, final thoughts on Sammy. Alright, final thoughts. Okay. If you do have Korra, then Sammy's definitely going to improve your assassin PvP team. If you don't have Korra, and you're fighting really, really good teams, I don't know what you're beating with assassins, to tell you the god honest truth. We didn't win a single fight with assassins without Korra. I guess if you were going up against weak teams, maybe it would work, but summoners stomp on assassins. If it's a Vanguard team with a really, really good Ares, it's going to stomp on you if you don't have Korra. Tank teams, if they're really good, they're going to stomp on you if you don't have Korra. So Sammy's he's really helpful if you do have Korra, because he's more of a frontline tank. Like you saw, he usually lasted till the end of the fight because of those revives. He gets to revive twice. Like he does his job. He's out there facilitating, increasing the ability for your other assassins to do more damage. He's stripping energy and rage from your opponents, and then he's just in their face, annoying them with those revives, drawing a little bit of the heat off of everybody else. He's not the biggest damage dealer, but I think that the role that he fulfills definitely makes the team better for PvP. For PvE, I don't think you need him at all. I really, really don't, unless you absolutely need to run 4 assassins. I think for PvE, if you have Dominic, Motoko, and Rickert, and then you put Fiona and Purin on that team, you're going to do better than a Sammy version of the team, okay? So that's my final thoughts on Samael. I'm giving him a B minus right now. I'm giving him a B minus. He's not OP by any means. He's not great even. He has a little niche role, and once you pump a butt ton of resources into him, he fulfills that role, but the role isn't necessary for half the game. Really, I think this guy was built with PvE in mind, and being able to strip rage, that specific callout, I think was to make it so that the assassin team was now Ares proof once again. Okay, that's my prediction. That's I think the role he did. It seems like they're starting to walk back some of these OP heroes, like the Teresh with the Teresh throw. They're starting to try to counter Ares because Ares is just killing all their shiny toys. So I think he is a piece that they introduced just to counter Ares in PvP. But, you know, if you only have those 4 assassins, then use him, right? You can still get him up to a fairly high crit rate really quickly, and that's going to benefit your other assassins, right? It's going to benefit Dom's Mark. That's going to benefit if you run him under Rickard. It's going to benefit Motoko if you have her on the team. So, ladies and gentlemen, he gets a B- in my books as of now. To keep in mind, this is only day 1 since he's been released. Tell me what you think about Samael down in the comments. The word of the day, not because I want to pick this, not because I would ever pick this, but because Donkey Punch made me. The safe word of the day is vulva. I know. Go over to his channel. Tell him off for me. I think he promised to sing a song for me. I want to see that video posted live there, Donkey. So put the word of the day. Don't put the word of the day in the comment section. Just that's the word of the day. Okay. I don't think YouTube's going to allow you to put that in the comment section. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the deep dive on Samael. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. Peace. Bye. Bye.